Welcome to Underground Mole Radio. This is Ryan. Next to me is
Josh.
Blake.
And Patrick.
Yeah.
And this is part 2 of our review, critique, etc. of video games based on movies based on video games. Wow.
No, that's a different podcast.
That's a different.
We're just talking about video games based on movies.
Oh, God.
All right, and just to recap, everyone, what we're doing is we're going down the list of all the ones that were made, and we're going around a circle and talk about if we've seen them and what we think about them.
And we're just doing live action ones.
Yes. Fuck, did you think?
Oh my god,
I'm just
could you
pointing it
imagine
out.
if we did the cartoons? Dude?
Oh, God,
Yeah, I do
no.
all the Pokemons.
No!
Sort of going like a. Like
But
a
I love the
2.5
Pokemon
hours.
I guess this is quite a venture.
Oh, I gotta start the timer.
I love when Pokemon 1, when Mewtwo murders the people. I love in the Pokemon 2, when they murders all the people. And I love in the Pokemon 3s, when they murder all the people.
I did like when Mewtwo killed all the
Yeah,
people.
Mewtwo was kind of a
But what were we talking about? What were we
maniac. Anyway,
That was my
Josh
review
has
of Pokemon.
the list.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Alright, next one is Resident Evil Extinction. God, how many more are there?
Oh,
like
God,
eight.
that's the
I haven't
third
seen
one,
Resident
right?
Evil Extinction.
The
That's
third one.
that's the Mad Max Book of Eli
So
one.
my favorite part was when the credits rolled.
Really?
Okay, fine. Maybe I like the crows.
We gotta give the Spark Notes version of the Resident Evil movies. There's like
Okay,
I
will be honest.
so many.
Resident Evil Extinction is my favorite Resident Evil movie.
Oh!
I love that movie when it first came out, but I really enjoy that one.
Yeah.
I think like
Did you
one
like
and
when
three-
Carlos died?
No, fuck you! I hate that. You wanna know why? Because all the men in that movie die. All the fucking characters die in that movie.
all the men die.
All the men die.
No woman.
Tex
Even the
dies.
doggies
Mikey
die.
dies. LJ dies. Carlos dies. The fucking bus driver dies. They all fucking die. Even that one
driver.
dude who's in charge of Umbrella dies.
Ah!
Dr. Isaacs
That
died.
was too close to me.
But yeah, because Carlos died. You wanna know why Carlos definitely bugs me? Because he's played by Oded Fear. You wanna know why I love Oded Fear? Because he's from the fucking Mummy franchise!
Yeah, well, guess what? You said he has the word dead in his name, so maybe... No, that's a little too far.
Anyways.
Does anyone else have any more input on Resident Evil Extinction?
No, let's please
I don't
move
think
on.
Blake said it all.
I like that movie.
Well, let's go ahead and go to Postal.
I have not seen
No,
that.
I haven't seen Postal either.
But that one's directed by Uwe Boll.
Our
starring
guy-
Our
Seth Rogen.
favorite,
Sure
yeah.
is.
We need to dedicate like a day or two just to watch all of his
Just to Uwe Boll?
video game movies.
Oh.
I mean,
can't do
I'm
it.
good for like 3 of them, but after that, I'm just like, fuck, I just want
He's
to.
Okay,
got normal
fine.
movies
Okay.
too, not video game ones.
Yeah, he did the Rampage movies too.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Not like the
He's like, you
big
just
monkey
wanna-
movie.
No.
That movie, those movies blow too. I forgot about those. He made like 3 of them. No, didn't he make 2 of them and he tried to make the third one?
I think he actually did
I
make
think
3
there's
of
a third
them.
one.
I
I think
can't
the third
remember
one's coming
because
out.
it didn't get funded or something. He was like, "Fuck all you guys,
No,
not
please
funding
fund my movie,
Yeah,
or
and
else-
he was all pissed.
Or else the next one's gonna be a documentary.
Oh, God.
That's all of you.
Of me punching all of you in the face.
All right, any more
Played
postal
footsies
thoughts?
with you? What was that?
Yeah,
That's it.
what do
Fuck, I've never seen Postal.
So next movie is the 2007 Hitman.
Damn it! No, I wanted to see that though.
Hitman?
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Timothy Oliphant.
Never saw it.
Am I the only one who's seen it?
I've seen most of it.
I've seen the whole thing.
What do you think?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, you give your review first.
I enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember when it first came out, I watched it, and I enjoyed it. I thought the action scenes were pretty cool. I love Timothy Oliphant. There were some really good parts in that I remember, but again, have not seen it in a while, so that might just be baby Blake's brain saying like, hey man, you like that shit. But it's been a while since I've seen it, but we might sit down and watch that.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember enjoying it.
If they were to make a new Hitman movie, who should play the Hitman? Because Timothy Oliphant just looked like bald Timothy.
Dave
bold
Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Just you know how much he would stand
way
out
too
in a crowd?
huge. Yeah.
Oh,
Just Dave
why is he
Bautista in a
sweaty
suit.
Yeah.
Shit, I really had to
Suit's,
think
like,
about
ripping.
that. Like, who would be good?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Jason Statham.
Jason
Any
Statham?
bald person.
He's a good bald dude.
Robert Downey Jr.
He
is
is
bald
pretty
now.
bald.
Let's
Oh,
get
yeah.
him.
Is
Fuck
he?
that. Well, he was bald for
Perfect,
something.
yeah.
And everyone's like, he'll be perfect for Lex Luthor. Because he's bald. Every bald actor could be Lex Luthor. I'm bald. I can be Lex Luthor. Fuck you. What do you think, Josh? What's your
Well,
opinion?
so when that movie came out, rude. When that movie came out, I loved Blood Money.
yeah.
It was one of my favorite games ever, and Like, I don't know, Hitman in the game had his personality is really important to his character. Like, in that game, there's a really important scene where his little bird is, like, his buddy the whole game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, someone knocks on, like, his door to his little, like, hideout, and he just kills the bird. Because the bird, like, chirps and makes noise. And he's like, oh, this bird's gonna alert someone that I'm here. And just, like, kills it.
Damn.
Holy
And
shit.
it's supposed to show that his character is, like, how... Like, his character is literally, he just exists. He's like a horrible, mean person. And he just exists to murder somebody. That's why it always cracked me up in the games where you can, like, take the crow costume. And they're like, hey, it's the crow from, like, Mardi Gras or whatever. And he turns around and just got, like, Hitman's face. And they're like, hey, you want to come party? Or, like, in the newer ones where you can take the flamingo costume.
Yeah, the flamingo.
That's
Like, in the
ridiculous.
flamingo.
The guy literally looks like he's gonna kill every single human.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Hey,
sure
man,
there's
what the
also
hell?
like a clown costume. I'm pretty sure.
But in the game, it just... I mean, sorry, in the movie, I feel like their casting and the way that they were acting with... Like, there's a sex scene in that movie.
What?
That doesn't make... Isn't
Hitman
there?
Man
Hold on.
never has sex.
I think there's an attempt at a sex scene.
Okay.
I don't think she actually fucks the hitman. I think he tries to have sex with her.
But that
he
sorry.
tries?
I think she tries to have sex with him.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm a barcode man.
Okay, if it
I
was
think.
Hitman,
I'm a hitman,
he
I will
probably
hit
would have
you.
killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is his character was so different from what I was used to in the games. And then the action sequences, he's Hitman. You're not supposed to see him. The point of the games is to be a ghost. And so, like, when they do all
Well,
these
not the way I play.
God damn it.
But when they do all these huge, elaborate, like assassinations and stuff, it just, to me, it defeated the entire purpose of the game,
Yeah.
and they turned it into a generic action movie.
I guess it would be hard to make a Hitman movie entertaining in the world of people who fucking cannot sit through a long movie without enough shit happening.
Depends on your
'Cause,
audience.
Yeah, you can make. I'm not saying you could
Yeah.
make a Hitman movie that's really good to like the games, where it's like you see him setting up all the stuff, and he's really good, really clean, and all that stuff. But then like you have a little bit, I guess, of like a shootout, a little bit, but not like during his missions because he's the Hitman. He's supposed to be good at all these missions. The only reason these missions go to shit is because that's player issue. That's player error. That's me. But like if you actually had like a movie about like a really good Hitman to like the last 20 minutes where like something went awry and he like fucked up and he had like kill a bunch of people. But like I know some people are like, oh, this movie's boring. Like why isn't he doing anything? I'm like, because it's the fucking Hitman. Like people who play those games are so stressed about doing the stealth, getting away scot free. And like when you do have to pull your gun and shoot a bunch of guys, that's not you being Hitman. That's you being a fucking dipshit at home,
sucking.
like sitting in your underwear eating like chicken. Like I don't know, like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I totally get you that movie's not
Like,
Hitman.
part where he takes out, like, the swords or whatever,
Oh,
and they have
yeah.
the sword fight. And I'm like, bro, you can't do that in the game. Like,
He's Hitman.
like literally in close combat situations, you're just dead. Like, it just, to me, it didn't strike me as it was authentic to the game at all, and I really liked the game. But it's also one of the games, or the movies, that my parents were like, that movie was great! And they hate video games.
It's
And
been a long
so,
time since I've seen it, so maybe I shouldn't be saying I like it so much. But
I don't know.
We should sit down and watch it.
like I've always said,
We
it's
can
like,
watch that and the newer one.
We're
watching the newer one.
Yeah.
What if they had that one thing from the newer one where, like, you can throw a briefcase at somebody on a jet
it just
ski and it
follows
just
them?
chases them
Have
around?
you seen people? So on the Dubai level, the people will jump off the tower and parachute.
Oh, really?
And you can throw the briefcase at them. and it takes like I don't know how long it takes, but it takes a while for the briefcase to like catch up to them. But it'll finally hit them, and they just like die. And you get like you got him.
Why is that in the game? Why is that in the movie? Make that a movie.
That's goofy.
Oh my god.
I also like that they kept the briefcase.
No, sorry. Finish what you're talking about.
I like that they
Honestly,
kept the homing weapons in through all of the new games. Like,
Yeah.
like they kept it. It was in the first one, and they just did not try and fix that. Okay, next game, next movie.
Next game movie.
Skipping that.
No.
Oh
What
my
was
God.
it?
In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale.
I love that! Oh my god, yes! Thank you so much for bringing
I
that
already
up!
know
That's
what that is.
amazing!
I've seen it!
I don't know what that is.
I've seen it. It's Uwe Boll.
Oh,
What?
Oh!
New Bowl classic.
But he made Far Cry that came out the same year.
But did he make? I'm pretty sure
the
he
dungeon,
made
whatever?
Because here's the thing: he made 3 of them.
There must be multiple Uwe Bulls.
You're right.
Yep, he made because 3 in the Name of the Kings. The first one's Jason Statham. Second one is Dolph Lundgren, and the third one is
Dolph Lundgren.
Wait, those were the movies you told me about.
Yes,
I didn't know they were Uwe
fuck,
Bulls.
what is his name? Fuck. Hold on.
What else is he in?
Oh, Blake's looking at his movie list.
Shit, I got it.
Danny DeVito.
No.
Yeah, Danny DeVito. I'm the
Full.
trash man.
Fuck. What is that dude's name? God damn it.
Well, give us hints.
Blade 3. He plays Dracula. He's in Prison Break. He's he's not Wentworth Miller. He's the guy. God damn it. He's in Legends of Tomorrow. Hold on, I gotta look this up, or else I'm gonna fucking shit my pants. He plays Rick Mori, and God damn it. Prison.
You're making me anxious.
God, this makes me so mad that I can't remember his name.
Skewing me.
Dominic Purcell.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. So Dominic Purcell is also a Uwe Boll guy.
Oh,
because
I'm
he's
sorry
like
for
in
him.
10 of his fucking movies.
That's
but yeah,
not
he made
good.
Name of the King, and but yeah, the first one was Jason Statham, which is I think just a fantasy movie, and then the second one, Dolph Lundgren, is from the future and he goes back in time, and then the third one's also a guy from the future who goes back in time. But yeah, it's all like fantasy and shit, but he loses budget very fast because the third
Like partway through the movie, or
well, just the second movie looks like dog shit.
Oh.
The third movie looks even like more dog shit.
Ugh.
Like he has like really bad drag and drop like dragon CGI, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But yeah, Dominic Purcell's like his like number one dude.
his homie.
But yeah, I've seen that movie. I've seen In the Name of the King. Ray Liotta's in it,
Oh shit.
and so is Matthew Lillard.
We haven't gotten to another big movie too.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
well the next one is Far Cry.
Hell yeah!
You watched it?
I've been waiting. No, I was waiting for this one. Yeah, no, Far Cry. The games have like a special place
Me too.
in
I
my
love
heart because
Instinct and
it's
Predator.
just like Instinct and Predator is like kind of the main thing for me. I've also played the original Far Cry, which is it's a bit hard of a game to get into. I think it was like technologically impressive at the time it came out, but basically it's a glorified tech demo. Which is what the movie is based on. It's based off the first game, which is not a lot of source material to go off of, but it does stay true to that source material. I think he does a good job of at least capturing the vibe and the character of Jack Carver and kind of being it kind of falls apart halfway through because he's got like a sidekick lady character that he's kicking around with, and they throw like really cheesy one-liner quips at each other, and he makes an attempt at like awkward romance, which is not necessary for that film at all. It could have just been a balls to the wall action film, and that would have been great.
Yeah.
But then Uwe Boll decides he needs comedy in this, so then he throws this like this weird Newman type of character.
Yeah,
right?
bloody.
Yeah. This other weird dude. Yeah, he's like the German dude, Till Schweiger. He's like tied to like this Newman guy, and they're like cracking jokes at each other, and it's just like, what is happening? Like the movie's come to a complete standstill at this point, and then only until like, I'm trying to remember how like the whole thing. I think I like checked out kind of towards that point because I was like, okay, they just get off the island somehow, and it's whatever. But anyway, like it had me for the first 15 minutes because Till Schweiger was like playing as Jack Carver. He had the Hawaiian shirt on. He was like captain of this boat. He was like just kind of living his life, and he was doing odd jobs. Like that was the vibe of Jack Carver. Like it had the right stuff all there, but it just wasn't executed properly.
Patrick.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I've seen it, and I did not realize that it was an Uwe Boll movie. But now that I do know it's an Uwe Boll, there's like 5 actors in that movie that he has like in all his movies, and Till Schweiger's one of them.
Yeah,
he has Till in a lot, and it's also funny because Till's super German.
Yes,
and it's like Then kind of when you learn stuff about Uwe Boll, it's like he keeps playing all this like German shit because there's another actor in that.
all this German shit.
All this German shit. But there's another actor whose name is like Aiko something. I can't remember his name, but he's in the Blood Rain movie. He's in a whole bunch of other fucking movies. But yeah, like I watched Far Cry, and I grew up playing the first couple games when like Predator and Instincts and all that shit. And I watched that movie. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then Till has unfortunately a really like.
You can't get past his accent.
His voice, his accent is like, I can't even do it.
Well, the problem is Jack Carver's supposed to be an American dude, right?
Yeah, he's like this really thick accent, like German dude. And he's like kind of like a goober. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Ray Stevenson's in it. But I'm just like, oh my god. And funny enough, Ron Howard's brother's in it.
Oh, wow.
The guy who looks like a rat. Like a rat boy, man.
I'm trying to remember his name.
It's, so it's Ron Howard, and then it's Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Clint Howard is Rat Boy.
He also played an ice cream man in a horror movie.
Yeah. And he also was in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, and he was the one who stole the Grinch.
Yep.
And he was like, come here, Grinchy.
Josh, what do you think about Far Cry?
I don't think about Far Cry.
I don't blame you.
Fair.
All right, next one.
Okay, next up, we got Max Payne.
Oh yeah, we all
just
watched. We did
that.
watch that recently. Do you want me to go first or?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. First off, it was not what I was expecting from that movie because all the trailers I saw were the only action sequences within that entire movie. So I went into it being like, "Oh, this is going to be an awesome action movie. He's going to be shooting up a bunch of dudes." And there's really like 3 scenes where he's actually shooting a gun, and the rest is like an investigation of his dead wife.
And not even like a good investigation. He
Yeah.
sucks at it. Like, I don't think he figures out anything. I think everyone tells him stuff.
And then the part that you and Patrick both have to keep reminding me of is the drug aspect of it.
Yeah.
That like really blots out of my mind because I've only really played through Max Payne 3, so that's what I
Yes.
know of it. And that's probably not the right interpretation of
No, Max Payne 2 was more similar to what
was
they're
more
going
to
for,
that. Yeah. So I guess coming from that angle, you then have these weird drug Valkyries that appear if the drugs think you're dying, they have Valkyries that come.
To be fair, none of that was in the games.
So my
No,
fucking brother's
come
a
on.
liar.
My favorite parts of the games were the depression, the pills, the bullet time where you slowly fall backwards for a minute with the shotgun.
the depression and
And
the
when you
pills
take
were
the
definitely part of
drugs,
the
when you
game.
take the drugs and the Valkyries and demons come in Max Payne 1 and 2, you don't remember all the Valkyries and demons, man? Come on.
No.
It was called Max Payne versus Valkyrie.
Remember
And
there
Max
was one
Payne
time I killed
number
the last
2.
boss and the gun fell and stood up. And I was like, holy shit!
There's a god!
What are the chances of that? Like he died and dropped the gun and it was standing on the barrel.
It's like that scene in Nope.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
It's an unwanted miracle.
Yeah.
Wait, so Patrick, what's your opinions about the movie? What about Mark Wahlberg?
What about Mark Wahlberg? He didn't punch out anybody's eyeballs.
I told you I goofed up
I
on
know,
that!
I know. Okay, so
You're goofed up.
I don't want to talk about the movie.
Okay,
honestly.
I'll tell you.
No, hold on. I want to talk about
goddamn
Max
you.
Payne 3.
Yeah,
Max Payne
it's
3 is
Chris O'Donnell.
amazing.
Well, that's a game.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But look at me.
No.
I don't care.
Okay,
Okay.
I care.
I love the music in Max Payne 3.
I mean,
What the fuck is that?
I'll give you the music in Max Payne.
That's not
the
a
gunplay
controversial
is really
opinion.
good too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I shaved my head so I can look like him.
I don't like
Oh,
Max
really?
Payne 3 though.
No.
Do I look like Pesos?
What?
Yeah, you can be my
Just kidding. No,
Bezos.
yeah.
I'll be Max
We already-
Payne.
I mean, we talked
I gotta look like him.
We'll
Yeah.
catch up on that.
But but yeah, so like the movie
Heresy.
is just so like fucking weird because there's only one monologue. Like, because the whole thing
That's
about
right.
the whole thing about Max Payne is he's constantly having monologues. He has one monologue in the very beginning of the movie. The drug thing is just, I don't know, to sell trailer? Because like in the trailer they show all the Valkyrie scenes and all the action scenes, but like the Valkyrie shit does not need to be in the movie. Like none of it is, if it's not in the game, don't put it in the movie. But they added all this weird demon Valkyrie shit. And when that trailer first came out, I looked at my brother, I was like, was that shit in the game? He goes, well, yeah, you did drugs, and I think you kind of saw some stuff. So I was like, okay. And I watched the movie, I was like, what the fuck are these Valkyries and shit? But then today,
Have you played Max Payne 2?
No.
You should.
I have it.
It's good.
Today, though, when we were watching Silent Hill, I lost my mind because one of the actors from Max Payne is in Silent Hill.
Really?
Yeah, he's the tattoo artist that's like,
Oh yeah.
that's a Norse Valkyrie. They come and take you when you're dying and bleeding out and shit, and they protect you. And Max Payne's like, what do they protect you from? He goes, what? He's like, what do they protect you from? He's like, and then what happens to him in Silent Hill, he goes, and he gets ripped into like 5 pieces. So yeah, that's that actor's resume, I guess. Good for him. But it's also weird that's Mark Wahlberg.
He didn't have the right voice for
He
it.
didn't have the right face.
I didn't think Mark Wahlberg was the right pick for
He's supposed
that.
to look like a... Yeah,
I
he's
mean, he
supposed
could
to-
have made the right expression. He has like
he
the
could've pulled it
Boston,
off.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Wahlberg was too buff for a Max Payne. I always thought I always took Max Payne as like a skinny.
At that point, it was right when he's kind of thinner, but you can't tell because he's got all like he wears pretty baggy clothes. But that was like as he was coming off of being a police officer. So I mean, you could imagine he could have been fitter.
I guess
you like to imagine that.
I like to imagine
that. I just don't
know. Max Payne just.
He's such a weird actor, and then also that movie and its bullet time was such stupid bullshit.
There was barely any bullet time.
Real quick, because you keep saying bullshit, and it reminds me of this. In Max Payne 2, there's a part in the hospital level where you're like in an elevator, and the elevator door opens, and it's the police chief or whatever, and all I remember is he says something to Max Payne, and then I don't remember what happens, but he's like, "Watch out behind you!" And there's like all these people that are trying to kill Max, and they like start shooting, and they start shooting the police chief, and he gets hit by a bunch of bullets, and then like hits the wall and falls down, and then Max Payne gets away, but then it cuts to the police chief, and he goes like, "No bullshit!"
Why wasn't that in the movie?
And I swear to I want to go back and like rewatch that to make sure that happened, because now I'm like, what if it didn't happen?
Sounds like Tourette's guy. Oh, bullshit! Alright, what's
super quick, my opinion on that.
What's your last
Because I loved Max Payne 2. Max Payne 2 was one of the first games I acquired legally.
Yeah. Whoa.
And it took me 2 weeks to legally acquire it.
Impressive.
Yeah, and because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was legally acquiring it at like 2 kilobytes a second. They're like super slow. But then when I got it, I played it so much. I loved that game, and I loved the gunplay, and I liked the music. And the characters, but yeah, so I was hyped for the movie, and then the movie came out, and it did the same thing that it always does, where I'm like, this isn't the game. Why am I watching the movie when I could just be playing the game, and I like the game, and I don't have to be watching this weird, like, self-righteous storyline?
Yeah, and then, like Ryan says, like, there's, like, barely any actions or shoot-up scenes, and, like, the one part where, like, they try to build up, like, a big shoot-out scene's gonna happen, he kills 3 dudes. I don't know. It's a fucking weird-ass movie.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
And only, like, in the second half of the movie is when you learn about Max's dead family.
Yeah, kinda. And then I had to scream at you that the movie's art and you don't understand it.
That's true.
To be fair, though, if I'm thinking back to the story of Max Payne, they never should have made it. It wasn't a very, like, movieable game.
So one of the things I've, like, noticed with a lot of these, like, games that got turned to movies, and it's also like the original Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren, and it's the Resident Evil movie, and it's the Hitman movie, and it's also the Need for Speed movie. It's like they want to make a new movie, but they're so afraid that they want a franchise. Yeah. Like, Max Payne, if you take away Max Payne and his name or whatever, that could have been a pretty interesting movie about, like, a cop who's...
But if they weren't shackled to Max Payne, I think is what you're saying. Like, say, take that the structure and the formula and just do something different with it.
And name it Bad Cop.
Exactly.
Like Mark Cop or something. But take away the Max Payne
Cop
name.
Wahlberg.
Like, if you took away his name, Max Payne, that movie would still exist. Like, there's nothing there that made him Max Payne. Every cop's wife is dead.
Every cop's
movie.
Didn't you come up with the name, like, Minimum Pleasure or something?
Minimum Cruel!
Oh, yeah!
There's this movie I really want to make called Minimum Cruel, because the character's name is Max Cruel. No, and the movie is about this dude is like going on like a rampage, killing all these people because of like revenge or whatever, and everyone's like, "You're being so cruel," and everyone goes, "This is only minimum." And it's like, it's so fucking stupid, but yeah, it's minimum cruel.
I'm gonna have to see the pitch for that later.
Yeah, I'll make a poster on it. I'll make some shit. All right, next one.
Okay, we've got. I'm gonna skip a few here, but I'll say their names in case anyone has any.
All right.
If I've
things
seen
that
them,
they really want to say.
I think Blake's the most likely to have seen the ones
Street
on
Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
I've heard that movie is vile.
Okay.
Which means we're gonna watch it, Patrick.
Oh, God.
Here's a franchise I think is very interesting, and the games are pretty cool. Tekken. Can't imagine it's a good movie.
I have not seen the movie. That's one I haven't seen
We're
yet.
skipping Tekken.
All right.
Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Saw it.
Ooh,
Damn.
I saw it. I love the one scene from the trailer when he's running up the wall on the arrows.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I think that's the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he also had he was the time guy.
Yeah, the sand snake. He was like, and then Ben Kingsley's like, I'm the one who did it. That's one of those movies where it's like, in fucking Persia, and all the actors are British. Or Jake Gyllenhaal, who's trying to do some accent.
Either British or Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what the fuck accent he was doing. But yeah, that movie was fine, I guess. But it was weird that it's Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's weird that it's Toby Cobell, and it's like weird that it's... Well, I mean, Ben Kingsley's fine in there, but it's also like, why is Ben Kingsley even in this movie? And the movie just like wasn't super good. Like, there were some cool parts in it, and it was like a cool action-adventure movie, right? But I was like, I've never played the game, so I can't...
The game's cool.
Yeah, I bet the games are a lot cooler.
Good.
Yeah. And I was just like, man, I wish Jake Gyllenhaal would have just not done the voice that he's doing. And I was like, God damn it, he sounds like an idiot. And then Toby Cobell's there, and he's like super British. I was like, why the fuck is a British guy here in Persia? Like, but he's like supposed to be Persian. I was like, what the fuck? What is this weird?
Didn't Ben Kingsley play Gandhi in a movie?
Yeah. So here's
then why can't he play a Persian?
No, so here's the thing. For the longest time, I thought Ben Kingsley was British. He's not. He's, I think he is Indian. Like, his real name's not Ben Kingsley. It's something else. Which is why
I was afraid you were going to try to pronounce something.
No, I don't even know exactly what it is, but that's why it's okay. That's why it was okay for him to play Gandhi. Because so many people were mad when he played the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, because, well, one, his name's Ben Kingsley, and unfortunately a lot of people are like, oh, that's a British, that's an English name or whatever. And then...
Benethan.
I think in a lot of movies he ends up playing, like, I don't know, it was just weird because, like, he's kind of like... I think a lot of people don't know what he is exactly, which is why they cast him in, like, a bunch of shit to, like, do whatever. But yeah, he's not British, he's not, like, European or whatever. I don't know exactly what he is. But that's why it was okay for him to play Gandhi, because I think he is actually Indian. If I'm wrong, I will fucking...
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up after.
Yeah, but I know that...
We need a fact checker.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like not... So that's why I think it's okay for him to be in the Persian movie, because at first, for a long time, I thought he was like...
Wait, who is it?
Ben Kingsley.
What? I don't remember.
Ben space.
I know how to spell Ben
K-I-N.
Kingsley.
No, I'm helping Josh. He has trouble.
Because I know a lot of people were really mad when he was cast as the Mandarin, or the Mandarin.
Yeah, you're right.
He's Indian?
Indian father.
What's his real name?
Indian father, but what's the mother?
I think Ben Kingsley.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So born Krishna Pandit Bangji.
I was
Fuck
wrong.
up, I think it's Ben Kingsley. Yeah, so
I'm just
No,
looking at
that's
the Wikipedia.
it. Just looks like that. You pronounce it Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
No, sorry. You're right.
You don't know anything. All right, next movie. God damn it. God
okay.
damn us. God damn
These ones we got to spark notes a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
They take over a bit of this chart.
We got an hour.
Resident Evil Afterlife.
Nah, never seen it.
That's the one where they're on the boat, right? And for
No, that's the next one. This one ends on the boat.
Wait, hold
Afterlife
on.
has Chris Redfield in it.
Where does this one take place?
This one is in the tower, like the big tower where the plane goes and they crash and they catch them. And it has the bathroom fight scene. And then Chris Redfield swims in the water and that one girl got killed. And there's a basketball player. And then Kim Coates is there. And then
Oh yeah, that's right. They
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to the boat after this. This is the
Yeah.
one with the executioner, right?
yeah, in the bathroom.
Yeah, what the fuck is he doing there?
He literally
apparently
just
having,
shows
like,
up.
There's like, hey, remember this guy
slowest
from
fight
Resident
scene
Evil
ever.
5? Everybody likes this guy. He's so
Spark Note.
iconic.
That's a spark note.
Put him in the bathroom.
Yeah. But no, literally
He's
that
taking
whole
a
scene
fat
is in
shit, and they
slow-mo.
like open up the door, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
And she has a shotgun that shoots like quarters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she has
And
like
then, because the zombies, they love quarters, they go and play House of the Dead.
I love House of the Dead.
Thanks, Josh.
How many
Favorite
times can we
Lifetime
plug
shooter,
that in a
Carnival.
I love House of the
podcast?
Dead.
All right, we're going to the next one. The hit movie Resident Evil Retribution.
Damn, nope.
This is the one with the boat.
That's the boat one. That's
the
when
boat
Jill
one, that's the
Valentine
difference.
comes back with the gem in her chest.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, remember this from Resident Evil 5?
And Chris
Oh,
Redfield is dead.
Uh,
Or he's no longer talked about. And neither is Claire because they were caught by Wesker at the end of what?
2 minutes.
Thanks. Okay, yeah. No, I got you. But yeah, that's Retribution. I can't remember what else happens in that fucking
at
movie.
the end of this one, aren't they like trying to fly to fucking
Alaska?
Yeah, up there somewhere.
Is that when they introduced? Fuck. The fuck was Retribution about?
Yeah, she's like no, because at the
Tough
end
one.
she's like trying to fly up there with Claire,
my
right?
God. You know what I also just remembered? Retribution, I think, starts where she's in the water and it goes painfully back in slow-mo for about 20 minutes to show how she like fell in the water because they got attacked on this boat. And because Jill showed up at the end and it's like this big fight. And I think that's the one. No, there's another one with Leon. I don't think Leon's in Retribution. Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares about these characters?
Quick, we're going to take a small break and we're going to be right back.
Nice.
God, fuck that Resident Evil franchise. They do melt together.
Director's first movies.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's something I did when I first started directing.
I have them.
First movies would be cool.
I have like a specific set of movies over here that are directors' debuts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like Chicken Little?
Yeah. Alright, time to be quiet. And we're back. I gotta start the timer. Fuck. Alright, Josh, read list. Next movie.
Oh shit. Okay.
None of us were ready.
We just had Resident Evil Retribution. Now we're going on to Silent Hill Revelation.
Oh, yes.
Nope. I only saw that one Silent Hill movie.
Oh, yes.
Carrie-Ann Moss.
Yeah.
Kit Harington.
Dude.
Sean Bean's
I forgot
back.
about that. He was like the little love interest guy.
Dude, okay, but in the game,
Little love
he's like a
interest guy.
middle-aged man.
The little love interest guy.
Yep, he's in there. That movie's bad. But that one they went back to trying to be more like the game, but it was fucking bad. And also it was 3D. Fuck them.
Yeah, it was in that era of like every
Everything
movie was in
for-
3D.
yeah.
But they had straight up shit from the game because they're like, oh no, they didn't like the first one because we didn't have the game shit.
At least they had the amusement park in this one,
Yep,
right?
and the teddy bear. And they're like, look, it's
Wait.
Pyramid Head again.
The teddy bear. Uh-oh.
That's what we call Sean Bean. Sean Bear. Next one.
Sean Bear.
Okay, Need for Speed.
Haven't seen Need for Speed.
I ain't seen it. I heard it weren't that good. I like Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, though.
I also like Aaron Paul, but I haven't seen it because I don't
Wow.
know.
I think this is the first one none of us have seen.
Yeah.
Good. You gotta watch it, I
It came
guess.
out and I was like, oh, that's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, Hitman, Agent 47, 2015.
Haven't seen that one either.
I also haven't seen that one.
I can't I can't tell the difference between that one and the other one.
Well, this one has that slow-mo scene where he hits the table really hard and the gun flies up in the air and he cocks it and loads it and builds it in slow motion and shoots a guy.
In midair?
Yeah, in midair.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
not what he does.
But that's Hitman! What are you talking about? You ever seen Hitman?
Yeah.
When he has a car scene, he's
I
like, shooting
played
shit.
Hitman. I was Hitman.
You haven't seen in the
I
new
also-
games when you slow down the footage, you pull out the pistol and build it in midair.
Yeah, it's all like in pieces and like. Yeah. Okay, next movie, Warcraft.
Haven't seen Warcraft.
No.
I
I know
like that
plays
movie.
on that. Yeah.
All the human people shit sucked, but everything with the CGI monsters, I was like, dude, this is the closest thing I'm ever gonna get to like a Hulk movie. But this is actually pretty good. Like the orcs are cool, the magic stuff is cool, that kind of stuff is cool. But when it gets to the humans, they fall flat of like the human medieval fantasy trope of nobody's over the age of 35 because they all have to be pretty and handsome. And I get it, it's Warcraft. Warcraft's pretty and handsome, but they're also just really small. Because the orcs are big and huge and all CGI'd, and the humans, in the games, I feel like the humans are a little characterized.
Yeah.
These ones were just normal dudes wearing, like the props were badass though, but the props were also still small. And one of the people in that movie who was like Travis Famil's son in that movie, I thought was like 14. And then he died, and I said, thank God. I really want him to die.
So, because I don't know...
Alright, here we go.
Can you give me like a very, like maybe 5 to 10 second plot synopsis? Because I have no idea what that movie's about.
What's happening is they have like this this portal drift from like orc world to human world, and the orcs are coming through. But then you discover that the orcs are basically split into 2 different tribes. There's like the I don't remember what they are, but they're like the wolf, like stone wolves or whatever, and then you have green orcs because there's like red and green orcs. The green orcs are like really bad because they're being like controlled by this really evil like magician, necromancer, wizard guy, and then the humans are trying to push the orcs back. And the movie ends with like the human king sacrificing himself for this half orc to kill him, so that way the war can stop happening. So that way they can all kind of go back because like right now they're all kind of fighting to the death. And he goes, if you kill me right now, they'll think you're badass and they'll like promote you to chief because you killed me, and that way my troops can get away. And like that's how the movie ends because they wanted to be a trilogy.
Oh.
But then you also find out that the magician on the human side was the one who opened the door to let the orcs come through because I don't really know. There's so much lore there because there's so much lore in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's massive.
So you're saying the magician opened up the portal?
Yeah, Ben
and they were
Foster.
like, "Why did you open up the portal?" And he was like, "A magician never reveals his secrets."
Well, they didn't discover it till later when he went into his magic pool and you saw it turn green, and green's apparently the color of evil.
Man.
And his apprentice was like, "No, stop!" And then, but all the CGI in it was really cool, and there was a bunch of really cool orc, mano barbarian tribe fights and everything that were really cool.
Yeah. Now, why don't you tell everybody about your favorite character, the female orcs?
Oh, the half orc? Okay, so let me tell you something.
Oh boy.
Because there's big orcs, big male orcs, and then there's female orcs that are much smaller and much more beautiful because they want people not to feel bad about being horny for orcs. And then up comes the half orc, who's just Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's just a green woman with the tiniest tic-tac tusk because they did not want you to... Because she has to be attractive.
Sure.
I love those buck
But
teeth.
they're like,
on my
oh yeah,
woman.
she's a half orc. I'm like, she's just green. But like, oh yeah, she's a half
green
orc.
woman.
She wasn't even taller or bigger or muscular. She was just like, hi guys, I'm the half orc. So yeah. But I liked all the CGI.
Yeah, it's not like you like the effects and the monsters.
Yeah,
Just
the human shit was really really, who gives a fuck? Yeah.
My parents really liked it.
God, me and Josh's parents are gonna hang out soon. Fun movies.
Well, next one, another one my parents liked, Assassin's Creed.
Damn, haven't seen that.
I never saw it, but from the trailers, I do not like how they had the Animus be the big arm that grabs him, and for some reason shows everybody in the present what he's doing, his movements and stuff. Is there somebody just watching him having a good time? Oh look, he's flying in the air! Oh my god, he's fucking my great grandpa! Holy shit! Oh wait, did I say grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
all 30 of the other Assassin Creeders are watching him in the Animus arm. Because there's 30 other Assassin's Creed people.
Right.
Assassin Creeders?
People who get put in the Animus and go back in time. There's 30 of them.
That's a lot of
Because at the end, there's this huge fight scene between the Assassin Creeders and the government people who are controlling them.
Yeah, I feel that's a bad idea on their part.
It is bad! Also, I've seen the movie.
Right.
But no, it is bad because one, they changed all the characters because it's not the characters from the game. And then they have this big Animus arm because we can't just have him laying there in the bed. And I'm like, because when he's laying in the bed, the game goes to the past.
That's what the game is.
You don't play him just
in the chair.
laying there in the bed. And I'm like, I don't know why we have to look out at the arm. Just keep the camera at the cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Assassin's Creed. Josh, did you see that?
Mm-mm.
I'm a loser.
Did your parents see it?
Yeah, they did. They liked it.
I got divorced. God damn them!
Okay. Anyone else have any more input on Assassin's Creed?
I do not.
Could have been a lot better, and it wasn't. I think there's only 3
better.
scenes that are in the past.
Damn.
What?
It's weird because in the games,
Maybe there's 4?
you're playing as Desmond Miles, and they chose him because he's related to Altair, who's a big important
This
assassin.
one is about Calum Michael Fassbender, and he's related to Who Gives a Fuck in the Spanish Revolution.
What does he
Or
do?
something.
How important is he in the Assassin's Creed, if you will? What the?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because, again, there's 30 to 40.
It just seems like the
of
director
other ones.
didn't understand what the point of the plot
They clearly
was.
didn't.
And
They also
did
did
stuff.
this thing where they're like, oh yeah, when Calum was a kid, he did parkour, and that's why he's a good assassin. Because the assassin blood is in his veins, that's why he can do parkour really good.
That's not how... Oh.
And if I remember correctly, the shot of him doing parkour, someone did not tell the cameraman what to focus on, because the camera's focus over here, and the guy's running in the fucking corner of the screen. I was like, put the camera down! But anyways, Assassin's Creed. Assassin's ass.
Ass.
Okay, Spark Notes here. Resident Evil, the final chapter.
No.
Also, Retribution is the one of Leon Kennedy! Fuck that movie! That movie's so bad! Fucking Christ! And then they bring back all the dead characters from the other fucking movies. Michelle Rodriguez is in that movie twice! Have you seen Final Chapter?
No.
Patrick, have you seen Final Chapter?
Is Final Chapter the one where it starts and it has freaking Barry in it?
No, that's Retribution!
What the hell? I didn't know he had anything to do with the freaking boat.
Yeah, well, because the boat is only here for 5
All
seconds.
comes back
God damn! I thought the boat was a big part
Barry's
of it.
the best part of Retribution. He's better than Leon.
Dude,
Leon!
Barry needs to be in more of the
He
games.
does. You want to know who played him? Kevin Durant, who played the
I
Blurb.
know.
So Final Chapter. Patrick, did you watch that?
Yeah, we watched it together.
No, we
You don't
didn't.
remember?
Yeah. There's no other person I would watch it with.
We didn't watch it together.
Yes, we did. I would not have watched it by myself. We watched it together.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Dude, fuck that movie. I can't remember that I watched it with another person. I thought I was just alone in my hell. The worst part about Final Chapter is that it had the color palette of brown and gray. Nice. Which also included the monsters. Because there's a part where Alice is being attacked and I could not tell if the ground was attacking her or if some monster was. Because, one, the camera's shaky as shit because the director's too busy jerking off to his wife. So the fucking monster's like attacking her, but it blends in with the car that she's in, which also blends with the background and the sky. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then, yeah, and on the poster I was showing you today, there's a dude on the poster named Christian who has this big sword. He's the first one to die. Like, she meets him, and they have like friction. And then he immediately gets eaten by some dogs. I was like, wow, it's a good thing he was there. And then Ruby Rose was like really built up to be in this movie, and she got sucked into a fan and died.
Nice.
Final Chapter sucked, because then a door killed Wesker, and then they retcon it that Alice is the daughter of the man who invented Umbrella Corporation. And he invented Umbrella Corporation to save his dying daughter, who's now old as fuck.
I'm gonna save my dying daughter by making 100 clones.
As an old lady being like, I'm all old, I'm the daughter from the beginning. And also, Red Queen is Alice. And Wesker got killed by a door, and then Dr. Isaac has super future eyeballs where he can see the probability of death or something and stop you from killing him.
Super future.
And then guess what? She kills him.
Wow.
Because she I don't know, I don't remember.
Plot.
Yeah. Oh, and Leon's dead. And so's Jill and Claire and fucking my life.
Great.
God, fuck it. Fuck you.
Go to the next movie before Blake cries.
Tomb Raider 2018.
Nope.
Oh, I never saw that. No.
I saw the last 20 minutes of it and there were zombies.
You saw the best part.
Yeah.
The rest of that movie was... I actually watched the entire thing with my parents.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And they loved it,
I think they liked it.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think they liked that one. Because they only raid one tomb. And it's at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of the movie is so boring. They don't do anything. And then they finally get... from what I can remember, I barely remember it. All I remember is they're on some island and there's some jackass who like keeps like betraying them or something.
Dude, Johnny Knoxville?
No, it's
I can't
Walton
remember.
Goggins, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he kind of like doesn't fit the role, right?
Yeah, and then it ends with this big cliffhanger of like there might be a sequel, and I'm like, God, I hope not, because again, I only watched the last like 20 minutes of that movie, and I was like, this movie sucks. But that's one of those movies where I watched it the last couple minutes with my dad, and my dad was talking about how much he liked the female actress because she looks like she actually runs. I was like, what does that mean? He goes, well, some actresses...
She looks like she could run.
Yeah, he's like I like her because she actually looks like she's running. And I'm like, what the fuck are you
What does that mean?
My dad's crazy because he also talked about robots in this movie that didn't have robots.
And he also talked about how he didn't understand how children age.
What the fuck? Well, that was my uncle. My dad My dad was on board, though.
Okay.
You brought up Walton Goggins. Did you know he's going to be the main character in the Fallout TV show?
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like Walton Goggins.
Man.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Amazon or something.
I said next one!
Next one. This one's going to be a tough one. Rampage.
I haven't seen Rampage.
Nah, I haven't seen it.
I saw it.
You're very proud of yourself.
How was Rock the Dwayne Johnson?
Couldn't care. Could not care less about him.
What?
Because that movie should not have
Dwayne
been.
Johnson.
I don't understand. Again, it's one of those movies where, like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. With like, hey, this movie's about humans who mutate into giant monsters. What if we just make it about animals who turn into giant monsters, but not the gorilla because that's the main character?
Like, make it a story we've already seen.
Yeah. We'll have The Rock because for some reason he's as big as the gorilla, and then we'll have John Mangiello, or whatever his name is, because he's cool.
What if instead of the gorilla, the Rock just turned giant?
The gorilla's like, I love you. But, like, the fight scenes of the animals were really cool. The action scenes of, like... the last, like, 20 minutes of that movie should have been the entire movie. Because the last 20 minutes of the movie is the animals destroying all shit's happening, big fights, big explosions, grenade launchers, all this shit happening. The rest of the movie is just The Rock being like, my gorilla's having a bad time.
What did you do to my friend?
And then, so The Rock is upset by his gorilla friend getting big. Joe Mangelo's hunting the wolf out in the woods and doing a really bad job at it. And there's bad corporate people doing something. And then the gator is just kind of swimming in the water. And like, hey, look, the gator's getting kind of big. Like, oh no. And then at the end, it's like, oh, the gator's here! And it fucking fucks shit up. But yeah, the rest of that movie is just, I don't care. But if you watch like the last, like, as soon as they get to the city, that's when it gets good.
The thing that kind of pisses me off about the movie, because Rampage is another stupid series that I love.
Yeah.
The game is unique. It's unique in like a stupid way. Like it's a really 90s way where it's like, oh, there's like an energy drink that's out and it's turning people into big monsters. Imagine if it was like a werewolf-esque movie where they turned into like Godzilla monsters. What movie's done that?
None. That
Exactly.
would be so fucking cool. I would. Sorry, I gotta fix my underwear.
They gotta make a Rampage reboot.
They should, because I would love to watch a movie where a bunch of people were just like turned into giant monsters. It would be basically like it'd be like Attack on Titan, but with like cooler looking monsters. Because we had giant animal monsters.
Well, and I don't know, Rampage was always interesting to me because it almost seemed like the characters were like in on it. Like they turned into big monsters, but they were also like, I kind of like turning into a big monster.
I like being a giant wolf that's like...
Yeah. And I don't know, it just pissed me off that
the
they
wolf
had...
could fly in the movie.
Yeah, it had bingo arms.
Yeah, it was part flying squirrel.
Yeah. Anyway, I think... Does anyone else have any thoughts on Rampage?
No more.
I have vivid memories of it being like an arcade cabinet of it being at the Linwood skating rink.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Universal Tour was my favorite, where it's got like way more characters to choose.
Was it World Tour or Universal Tour?
It might just be Universal Tour.
Okay, the one I remember was on N64.
Yeah,
That's
so
the one
there's two on N64. There's the original Rampage, where you can just pick George, Ralph,
Did you
and
cry?
Lizzie.
Okay.
And then
Why?
there's Universal Tour, where you can pick like 13 of them.
It was Universal
But
Tour.
you love
that's
the Mummy,
good
the
one.
movie.
It's
That was
expensive
awesome.
now, I think.
Is it?
How old
Sure,
were
so.
you?
I was like probably older than 12. I don't know.
Jesus, it made you cry?
Yeah, there was photos of it.
What are you
You're
guys-
crying? He's
what-
talking about the Mummy ride at Universal.
Why? Maybe he had like a panic attack and was crying.
Shoot.
And it was one of those rides where they took pictures of you. And my mom forced me to go on it again.
Screaming.
He's
And then we
like
looked at the
bleeding out
photos
of his
and she
eyes.
was
like-
crying. My mom's like,
Precious childhood.
anyways!
Okay,
He's choking you.
next movie.
It was too warm. It was too hot.
Oops.
Shut the
Next
hell up.
movie is Detective Pikachu.
Not for me.
I actually really enjoyed that movie, and I want to bring up again, like last time, that Gengar with the face.
The nightmare fuel game.
It's gonna. Don't let it near your children. I'll tell you.
I also
I'll tell
have seen
you
Detective Pikachu, and I thought it was pretty good. I just kind of wish, like... I don't know, I thought it was fine that there was humans and CGI Pokemon. I think that's fine. I
Yeah.
don't know.
What did you expect them to have real Pokemon?
Well, no, just
Yeah,
CGI
what the hell?
people. Like,
It didn't really feel like a Pokemon movie. It felt like a Pokemon kind of cosplay movie.
I don't know. I think it should have focused more on the Pokemon. Like Detective Pikachu should have been the main character. So like, picture like a movie where it's like an actual Detective Pikachu, where this Pikachu gets hired to go do like some like investigating stuff, and he's like a detective. Like he's actually, I don't know, being cool instead of just being like, hey Justin Smith, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Want to hang out? And then he's like, oh, he can finally understand me. He starts crying.
We're just talking about like people being cast in every freaking movie because they're popular.
Ryan
It's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, there was a time where it's just like we gotta have Ryan Reynolds.
Bill Nighy was in that movie too, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. And then his assistant turned out to be Ditto. I liked the movie.
Yeah,
Don't get me
that
wrong, I liked it.
Ditto was pretty
I just
creepy.
wish they focused more on the Pokemon because I thought the Pokemon looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was like,
except
oh,
for the Gengar.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Ooh.
But I was like, oh, look, Bulbasaur
Got
and
real
like, all
into
those
that.
dude, and like all the cool Pokemon. I was like, man, I just kind of wish they would focus more on that stuff over there.
Yeah.
I like how they made like the textures on the Pokemon, like the Charizard looked all scaly
Yeah.
and stuff.
I thought the theme of Mr. Mime was hilarious.
Dude, that
When he's
Mr.
like,
Mime
oh,
scene was
pour
really good.
gasoline on him. He goes, oh, this is dark. I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then Mr. Mime went and fucked his mom.
And now I'm Ash Ketchum because I turned my hat backwards. Now it's time to rock your
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Gotta punch your balls, Pokemon. Next one.
Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog, 2020.
Oh yeah, I've seen both the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
I've only seen the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I haven't seen either.
I've only seen the
I'm
trailer.
I'm a loser.
You haven't seen even the first one?
No,
Oh, that's pretty good.
I haven't seen him. Why is Idris Elba Knuckles?
I don't know. I haven't seen the second one. Ryan, why is
I don't
Idris
know
Elba
why he
Knuckles?
is.
Wait, doesn't he kind of work though?
He
Because
does,
in the
yeah.
games, it's like that's not out of Knuckles' character.
No, yeah, he's
Yeah.
just kind of like a punchy dude, bro.
I like
yeah.
Knuckles a lot.
I don't know. I think all the casting is, it's just right,
Can
and
we,
it's a decent kids movie, and
Can we talk
Yeah.
about the small man in pajamas original concept art of Sonic?
a small man in pajamas.
That's what it looked like. He
Oh,
looked
Oh
like
no! Oh
The
my
original
god!
Sonic.
In
But
that
like the
first
original,
trailer,
like,
they all
uh,
threw
Oh, yeah.
up.
Which one of us said the conspiracy
That was
theory? Was
me.
it you?
Yeah.
My
Let's start
brother's
this
theory
over.
on that is that they
Which I
created,
agree with.
So he thinks that they finished that movie and then they created this like really bad looking version to release, so people would be like, "What the hell is this?" And then be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here's what it's going to look like. We fixed it." And then they release another version where they're like, "Oh, it's fixed. This movie is 100 like amazing now."
Yeah.
That's his theory, and I kind of like it would be a really dangerous move, but it would be
dangerous
a smart one.
but clever marketing tactic.
I kind of wish they did that with Detective Pikachu. Can you imagine that movie trailer of all weird fucking looking hobgoblin Pokemon? Like maybe Gengar.
They forgot to change
They
Gengar.
forgot to change him back.
Or it's all of the idol sprites from like Pokemon Stadium.
Oh my god.
But I think that there's some credence, or what makes me believe that is how hard, like that's not, you can't just crap out your 3D effects and have it look better than the ones that you originally made from the movie. Like it's not that, I mean, unless they poured money into it, it's hard to do. And they did it for the whole movie. Like it's not just like, oh, here we fixed the trailer. But yeah.
And then in the movie, it's all ugly except for the trailer
He's got
scenes.
those super huge calves.
What if it did that thing that I hate most movies do, where he looks like that throughout the entire movie until the very end, where like, you know, like in superhero movies, where like they finally get their costume at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So like he looks like that through the entire movie, and then all of a sudden he gets like hit by like a ray by Eggman, and then he becomes normal Sonic. And it's like, what the fuck? I would hate that. You know how pissed off people would be if the last 20 minutes was actual good Sonic, and the rest of it was little
rat Sonic.
I'm Fuzzbear.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth watching in the background. It's not something I'd be like, you know, I'm gonna sit down and like really watch it, but yeah,
really just experience it.
Yeah,
I gotta watch them.
Yeah, no, I think it's worth at least like one.
Okay, another movie that everyone needs to watch though. It's Monster Hunter.
What do you mean we need to watch that? I don't know if it's a requirement at this point. I don't really want to.
Josh is saying it's a requirement.
Have you seen it?
No.
Do you want to?
No.
Wow.
Oh, then
Skipped right over it.
It's not for me.
It doesn't seem.
My parents liked it.
Oh, well, I mean, your parents liked it.
I think we need a film day of your parents' greatest hits.
God. Oh my God.
No, you watch Twilight?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm not watching Twilight.
I love the Twilight movies, man. Come on.
I saw Monster Hunter though.
You saw Monster Hunter?
They like some goofy movies.
Go.
It sounds like it.
Monster Hunter, again, for some reason, try to make a new fucking plot where it's future, present day military people go back in time to giant monsters.
But it's kind of like the plot from the 1993 Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, it's also like the plot of In the Name of the King. If you told me Uwe Boll directed Monster Hunter, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be impressed.
But like, damn, look at me, actually got a budget.
Wow, yeah, he's doing okay now.
Like, it's fine, but at the same time, it's like, why create an entirely new lore? Like, Monster Hunter is supposed to be just in the world of Monster Hunter. Yeah. Why is it from the future, present day, dudes with Gatling guns fighting dragons? And also, there just should have been more monsters. Like, the monsters they had in it were pretty cool, but I was like, not enough. It's just not enough. And again, it's focused on Mila Jovovich. I don't know how she became the video game woman. She's the video game woman.
Because her husband directed it.
Yeah.
Did he really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
That was freaking,
No way!
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, it's him.
Why is he like the American Uwe Boll?
Written, directed, and produced.
Wait, is
he really
W.S. Anderson is all over.
English.
Why is he the English version of Uwe Boll? Why do people keep giving him fucking...
Well, he got really popular with, what the fuck?
Being an idiot, killing Leon Kennedy, killing Chris Redfield, killing Jill Valentine. What? No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. He did the first one.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck!
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He is Uwe Boll!
He also did...
No.
Am I wrong about this?
No.
Oh, yeah, he did Event Horizon, and that's one of the movies that most people are like...
Dude, I love
Event
Horizon.
I don't like that.
I haven't seen it.
I was watching this, and I was like, what
It's
the
pretty
fuck
good.
is this?
It's not the best movie, but it has pretty good like concept and stuff.
Yeah, it's Resident Evil mixed with Clive Barker.
That sounds like a horror movie for me.
I like Event Horizon.
It's like in Clockwork Orange.
No, most people do.
Yeah.
I am in the outliers of not liking that movie.
It's the best movie ever.
It's a really cool concept. I just wish I had a different director.
Do you know Tony Jaa?
Yes.
He's in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he should have been the main character, but for some reason the main character... Well, not for some reason. Now I know that was her husband. That behind the camera, like, I love dragons and monsters.
Supporting his wife.
Alright, so in the movie, I know they had the cat chef.
Yeah, that
and
I don't remember.
I don't know what any of the monsters look like. I'm hoping that they actually had monsters from the games at least.
They did.
My partner's a huge Monster Hunter fan, and she loves how the monsters look. But again, I shit you not, I think there's only like 4 monsters in Monster Hunter. There's spiders, there's like the big earth dude, and then the dragon. I swear there's another one, but I might most likely just be talking shit.
And they also have like the giant weapons too, right?
Out there.
Kind of.
No.
They do, but again, they don't focus on them.
But you gotta have the giant weapons.
I don't know. Ron Perlman's there because Ron Perlman's like in a bunch of
stuff. Oh yeah, Ron
awesome.
Perlman.
Yeah. Next one. Actually, real quick before you do that, we're gonna take a short break.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're back. Continuing the list. Patrick, why are you crying?
Battleship.
We're not talking about that yet. We're talking about
spoilers.
Oh god. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
Here we go. Next movie, and hopefully the final that we see. Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
Wait, what about the new Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh yeah, I skipped it.
About
okay.
You fool!
Yeah,
okay.
you fool!
Sorry, Resident Evil.
No, screw Resident Evil.
I haven't seen that.
I've seen it.
Well, let's do Mortal Kombat.
Oh, let's do Mortal Kombat.
Okay, Mortal Kombat.
No, I haven't seen that either.
No.
I've seen it. Josh, have you seen it?
I have seen parts.
Okay, let me tear apart this fucking movie.
Do it.
There are about, and I have this complaint about this movie because there are about, like, I shit you not, like 40 characters of Mortal Kombat, right? And for this movie, they introduce a new original character who sucks.
Now, they've done that before in, like, Mortal Kombat 4, where they tried to introduce, what was his name?
Steve.
No. He was like, he was supposed to be like the new Kung Lao. Here,
was he in any of the other games?
Okay, yeah, let me keep ranting. So they introduced this guy named Cole, who is an MMA fighter who's not very good. He's not a very good MMA fighter. And then they give him some stupid power of like, oh, he has plot armor and plot weapons. But then they also changed it that everyone's special ability, like Jax's metallic metal arms and Kano's robot metal eye, are all part of magic. Kano gets a magic laser eye. Fucking Jax gets really dumb, stupid little wimpy, like science class robot arms, and then he gets magic robot arms. And like that movie, one, there's no tournament. They're doing all this shit to prevent the tournament, or they're doing all this shit to prevent Shane Sun from cheating at the tournament. And Reptile's in it, and he's a big lizard man, dies immediately. Goro's in it, and he's Prince fucking Goro, and he gets killed by the main character because the main character has plot armor. And then Sub-Zero's badass though, but the fight scenes are like not good because they're American editing, so it's all
my favorite.
Yeah. And so the main character is like the great grandbaby of Scorpion.
Oh.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a flying? But he doesn't have Scorpion powers. He has body armor and weapons. He's like, and I was like, what the fuck? And that actor's like a really good martial artist. I was like, why the fuck is he not Kenshi?
And then if I may just
No!
Well, first of all, so the character that they tried to introduce to be like the new main character in Mortal Kombat was from Deception, and his name was Shujinko. Probably butchering that. It's this guy.
Oh yeah, the old guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the master dude. Okay.
But yeah, so with Mortal Kombat, one of the things that kind of pisses me off with Mortal Kombat is I feel like most of the games have pretty goofy stories. Like 9 kind of rebooted it and made it a little bit better, but it still had like it's a Soulnado! And like goofy stuff like that.
Soul Man!
Yeah. And then Mortal Kombat X, I feel like was a little bit more serious, but it also changed the story quite a bit, which people aren't used to. Mm-hmm. And then Mortal Kombat 11, I felt like it was a really like interesting Mortal Kombat story that had good character development and stuff. I liked it. They don't need to rely on the tournament necessarily. I think the tournament leads to everything else that happens in the story. Mm. But what pisses me off about the movie is, first of all, it doesn't focus on established Mortal Kombat character.
Nope.
Which is annoying because, people are trying to watch the movie to enjoy a property that they always have enjoyed. So you don't really need to create new characters, especially if you're going to half-ass it and make it like someone... Put this character in Mortal Kombat 11, just like they did in X with the kids, and people aren't going to play most of them.
Yeah.
But the other issue I have is I felt like it was so focused on gore rather than fighting. Like, I'm so sick of Mortal Kombat movies and stuff not having good action sequences.
They're so fucking bad.
The coolest one is Cyrax and Sector in the Mortal Kombat, web series. Like, this old one. That was freaking cool.
Is that the one with Michael J. White?
I did not like the entirety of that series except that fight.
But so the fight scenes in this, everyone's like, the fight scenes are so cool. But I'm like, no, they focus more on gore, not actual, legit combos or fights or anything. And, the fights also happen very quickly. And there's literally this part where, where the whole thing is, you have to have your magic ability to unlock your magic ability. Mm-hmm. And the only way to unlock that is to kill someone who's part of the Mortal Kombat, has the Mortal Kombat dragon on you. So, spoiler alerts also, but also...
No!
Sonya kills Kano, so she gets the magical ability. For majority of this movie is the main character training to unlock his magical ability. Sonya kills Kano, comes back, and starts blasting her magic ability. She had absolutely no training, and all of a sudden she can just do it. She kills Melina. But it has one of my favorite parts where Shane's son goes, I want to introduce all of you to my badass bad bitch Natara or whatever, the big winged lady, and she comes down and she goes, Rawr! She shows up and Kun Lao fucking fatalities her without her doing anything.
That was the part I saw, and I was like,
he grabs her, throws her on the ground with his hat going,
I don't want to,
and he goes fatality, flawless victory, and he does.
I guess I'm in the outlier, but I'm I don't want to see there's so much. I don't know. I'm weird. There's
if they're gonna do the gore,
screaming and getting sawed in half.
If they're gonna do the gore, but at least give me the good fight scene. So there's a part where all the bad guys show up and all the good guys have to fight. And Jax at that time unfortunately has this little baby stupid arm, so he can't even put up a fight. He gets his ass kicked. Liu Kang is super shredded and probably should have been the main character, but he's not. The focus on the main character is this other character that they randomly made up. But then also the fight scenes just aren't really good. They're edited really shitty. And
it's American.
It pisses me
getting
off
better.
Because one of the actors is Joe Taslim. He's Aiko Ue's buddy. He's in The Raid. And he's in a bunch of movies of Aiko. And that dude's fantastic at fucking fighting and everything. But the thing is he's Sub-Zero, and he's really badass, but you never actually see him be at full potential because it's an American director. And it's God damn it. And also that...
But there are very good American directors.
But this guy isn't one of them.
That's what I don't get. Is I understand... there's a lot of complaints, especially Jackie Chan has openly said. He's Americans, the way that they edit and direct their movies, the action sequences just don't really work as good. And the choreography isn't as well thought out. You can't get months to choreograph a scene. You get, hours. And, that's one of the things that pisses me off, is there are American directors, John Wick. Now I gotta look it up. Oh. There's plenty of United States movies that have really good action choreography.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no excuse for bad action, especially in a movie that is action-oriented, Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm. There's, during quarantine, I watched 3 movies, Headshot, The Night Comes For You, and this movie called Triple Threat. Now, Triple Threat should have been really cool because it was a guy named Tiger Chun, I think, Aiko Yue, and I want to say Tony Jaa. But it was made by American film people, I'm pretty sure. And the action sequence of that movie fucking sucked. They sucked so bad. But then, flip side, Aiko Yue is also in Headshot, and he's also in The Night Comes For Us. And those movies are fucking great because they are
Indonesian.
Indonesian, thank you. They're Indonesian. But even then, it's just they actually focus on what they're doing, and the fight scenes are so much better. But I don't know what it is about the editing and the clunky fights and the stupid fights where it's Mortal Kombat. You should focus. They're it's gotta be bloody and gory with cool fight scenes. It's cool fight scenes, but make them good fight scenes. I don't know.
My argument in terms of directing and action stuff is at this point, if you're directing a bad action scene in an action movie, you are failing as a director. Mm-hmm. The Raid Redemption is Garth Evans.
Yeah.
He's Welsh. The John Wick movies, that's an American stuntman and director. His name...
Lich?
Chad Stolz.
I guess I'm...
Stelzky.
Lich.
Yeah. But, like, there's no excuse. If you're making an action movie,
There's examples of good action American directors. So.
Man, speaking of Mortal Kombat, they're talking about the second one and how they're talking about Luke Cage might be in it. He might be played by Karl Urban, who's pushing 50.
You said Luke Cage.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's whitewashing. I meant Johnny Cage. But yeah, they're talking about Johnny Cage because at the end of Mortal Kombat 1, they have this big reveal of like this big poster that says Johnny Cage. It's like, and then at the end, all the heroes that survived are like, we gotta go find other members to be in the next tournament. And it's like, Johnny Cage!
Why wasn't Johnny Cage in the first tournament?
Why wasn't he the main character? I don't know!
But like traditionally, like Liu Kang, it's interesting.
And the thing that just drives me up the fucking wall is because I'm pretty sure the guy who plays Cole Yun, that's the main character, unfortunately, who's Scorpion's like baby. It's like, why didn't he have Scorpion powers? Or two, why wasn't he Johnny Cage? Well, because he's not white. Oh, I don't give a shit. Why wasn't he Kenshi? Oh, because Kenshi's not a main character. I don't give a shit. But fucking, why make a new character?
I don't get it.
It's so stupid. Yeah. And then Goro's in it, kill him off.
Yeah, immediately.
He does
Goro.
Nothing. He's like the big bad and immediately gets like super killed. And I'm like, and also they show the main character's not even that good at fighting. He loses like all his fights, but he kills Goro? Fuck you.
Okay, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. And then the fight that Kano has with Sonya is a really, really bad fight scene because it's in a pitch black trailer. Where Sonya lives, she lives like in a trailer park, and it's pitch black, so you don't even see anything, and she kills him with a garden gnome. And I'm like, Mortal Kombat, yeah, she kills him, she stabs him in the eye with a garden gnome.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Points for creativity, but no points for bad lighting.
And then, Liu Kang and Kung Lao are good, Raiden's cool, but he doesn't really do anything, Shang Tsung doesn't do, like, anything, and Goro does nothing.
Goro looked really good,
He looked really good, did nothing, but they do allude because at the end of the movie Sub-Zero's dead and Goro's dead, but they get surrounded by like black smoke and Shang Tsung teleports them, so it's like, oh, Sub-Zero will become Noob Saibot or Smoke or whatever the fuck he becomes.
Yeah, Smoke, he does like the bomb fatality.
But yeah, he does become, they're alluding that he does become Noob Saibot, but then at the same time everyone's like, so then why wasn't the main character the other Sub-Zero? Like, why was he not anyone? Why, like, and everyone's like, and basically he's so what is Johnny Cage? He's a martial artist?
He's an actor.
Actor, but also martial artist?
Yeah.
Because he can fight, can't he?
Yeah.
So then everyone's like, why isn't the main character just Johnny Cage? He basically almost has like, you can mix around his... But I was like, what the fuck? But again, I really want to like that movie, and everyone's like, oh, the action scenes are so cool. But then also, they're like, why does Scorpion say one line in English? He's like Japanese, and when last time he saw Sub-Zero, they were speaking like Japanese. And then he shows up and he goes, get over here! And everyone's like, why the fuck would he say that? Like, Sub-Zero doesn't, I don't think Sub-Zero speaks English!
Yeah, he's Sub-Zero's like,
what?
Huh?
Yeah. It's like, no, who's bad?
It's like tugging on the thing, trying to pull him over.
Some of the fight scenes were
No,
like,
you come over here!
They should have been way better. And Jax's arms are cool, but also the pacing of that movie was just kind of like, shit. Honestly, I think the way I probably would have done that movie is I would have included Stryker as cannon fodder.
Stryker hasn't been in the game since 9, though.
I would have fucking had him in it and killed the shit out of him. I also probably would have had Baraka. Because in the trailers, they're like, yeah, man, years ago our whole team got wiped out by this guy and finally we were able to kill him. Jax is actually the one who did it. But in the trailer, they allude that it's Sub-Zero that killed all these dudes. Nope. It's a fly. It's this. They talk about it. They have like this clipping of like, oh yeah, we're hunting this guy and he killed a bunch of people and Jax was the last one to kill him and now Jax has the tattoo. And I was like, why isn't there a flashback of them hunting Baraka and Baraka killed Stryker and then Jax killed Baraka? Or why was it not cool? Why was it lame? Why was it lame as shit? Like, why was it? She's just like, look at all these pictures. I've been hunting guys with dragon tattoos, and here's concept art of Nightwolf. He might be something. Oh, and I was like, why is this lame? Why? And then Reptile shows up. He's like, bleh, and Kano kills him. And he rips his heart out.
Yeah,
like,
lizard.
Why is it that lizard? And then one of my least favorite parts of dialogue is the three goobers, Kano, because Jax has no arms, he's got frozen, he's dead somewhere. Kano, Sonya, and Cole dipshit are walking through the desert and they happen to find happen to find Liu Kang wandering the desert, and then he shows up with writing and goes, "Look, I found the other people." And I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean you found them? You happen to be wandering the desert the same direction they were. Like, you didn't find them." But he took credit for it. But yeah, I hope this next one is better because
the games kill it.
Yeah,
like, I don't need other
definitely.
media. The games are so good.
I also think the games are just so much better because, like, I don't know, there's just a much variety of characters. When this one, they're like, why don't we just do this? And I'm like, why don't you introduce, like, a bunch of characters? Again, have fucking... Nobody cares about Stryker. Kill him. But nobody cares about, like, I don't know, fucking Baraka? You can have 7 Barakas and kill them all.
That's the thing with, I feel like, Mortal Kombat movies is it keeps telling the same story and then it keeps just rebooting and telling the same story.
Yeah.
But, like...
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
The movies.
Yeah.
Well, like in 11, one of my favorite sequences is when Raiden realizes that him and Liu Kang like keep doing the same thing, and he has that flashback sequence, and it starts going through all the games, and it's like having this flashback where it's showing all the different games where they do the same exact thing.
Yeah, that was really
and
good.
he's like, "We've done this," and I was like, "That's cool." They're using like stuff from the other games that everyone was like, "That's stupid inconsistencies." They just, I mean, some people think it's still stupid in that one. I like it. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they need to try harder, but they also don't need to. The game's good.
I really cannot wait for the freaking next one. It's going to be amazing.
So hyped, hopefully. And that just sucks. It's awful.
It comes out, it literally only has the original roster of like 6 characters.
Or it's just got like Dramamine and meat and stuff.
I really like how they're like going back to the like original looking costumes and stuff.
I think it's going to be very interesting.
It's a good callback then.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Well, next one, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
I think we all touched... What the fuck? Why'd I open YouTube?
I think we all
Shut
touched
the
it.
hell up.
We all touched
that I'm the only one who watched it.
We touched it.
And again, some director wanted to be artsy with something that already had enough lore. One, he picked 2 games that he should not have picked. He picked 1 and 2. Well, if anything, you should pick 0 and 1 or 2 and 3.
Right. Yeah.
But he wanted to introduce as many of the classic characters as possible because the original Resident Evil franchise did not. So he introduces Chris, Claire, Jill, Leon, Chief Irons, Wesker, Ada, Lisa Trevor, and I think that's it. But that he introduces as many people as he possibly can. Mm-hmm. And in theory, the guy's pretty cool because he's a big John Carpenter fan. And he was like, I kind of want to base this movie off of like Assault on Precinct 13. But I told you guys in the episode that we lost, I shit you not. Raccoon City is not Raccoon City, it's Raccoon Hobo Town. because basically everyone's already left the town. Anyone that had money. So basically the only people who live in this town are like people who aren't aren't rich enough to move. But then the police station is still huge and giant and stupid and used to be like a museum and there's all this trickery, stupid shit. But then it's like fucking shacks all around it and like
I thought you meant Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Are you ready for this? But yeah, there's all these like rundown buildings and places out of business and all this shit. And then when the zombie apocalypse happens, I shit you not, there is at max 5 zombies banging on the door. Mm-hmm. And Leon's like, what are we gonna do? And also, the director...
has only got 4 bullets.
Oh, no. You would think so, because he never shoots
them
anything. But the director's also like a dipshit who doesn't understand John Carpenter movies, because he based Leon after Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China, where apparently he envisioned Jack as this bumbling boob who does nothing right the entire movie, but he kills the big bad. So Leon, the entire movie is 1, he's an alcoholic. 2, he shot his partner, and that's why he got sent to Raccoon City. Like, he got drunk accidentally and shot his partner, or something stupid like that. And now he got demoted to Raccoon City. So he's like this newbie idiot who keeps sleeping on the job and like falling asleep, which he does in the game. He falls asleep. That's why he's late on the first day.
I love that.
But then he also is a big.
How is he still employed with the police department?
Well, he's not, because the police department's gone. Raccoon City.
It was his first day on the job.
Yeah. They sent him there because they knew it didn't exist anymore.
He also, doesn't do anything. But at the end, he kills Birkin with a rocket launcher. Oh, that's right. Birkin's in the game.
in the movie. But he kills Birkin with a rocket launcher. The best part of that movie is Chris Redfield, because the actor's good, but then also they give him, like, the best scene where he's just killing a bunch of zombies with, like, all his guns and his knife.
Nice.
But, like, again, all the zombies are apparently at the mansion, and then Wesker's there, but he doesn't have his glasses because he's not actually infected till the very end of the movie, because Ada infects him.
Wesker?
Yeah. But so Wesker is alive the entire thing, and he's hired to kill Birkin and Birkin's family. But then he gets shot by Jill, and he goes, "I wasn't gonna kill you guys. I'm sorry, kid. I pointed a gun at you." And he goes, "I'm dead." And then he wakes up with sunglasses on, and he's like, "We will now proceed operation. Who gives a shit?" And he goes, "I'm Wesker."
So wait, he's a normal dude before that? That's so stupid.
Dude, I'm telling you. Oh, and then Lisa Trevor fights the liquor and, like, snaps its head off.
Damn, Lisa.
Yes. And then I know a lot of people are mad because Jill is white in the games, and she is played by a African American actress in the movie. Oh, I think, but she's not white in the movie. And then also Leon is also not white in the movie, and everyone had a big fucking fit about it. Well, they should have had a fit is that the characters just were not written very well. But the cast was good. I don't know why the movie fucking sucks, but it's because... And then the dude is like, "Man, I really want to make, Resident Evil 4 into a live-action movie, and I really want to build my way up to Resident Evil 8. I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about, Resident Evil 8?
Resident Evil 7 is a whole different beast from something like Resident
Evil.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's a different
What is
director.
he talking about? Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to have all the budget to do all this." I'm like, maybe you should have made the first one.
I don't think so. It made $38 million.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, he just... And then the movie ends, and it's like this... Also, Birkin kind of looked like shit. And, like, I don't know how you fuck up a monster, but he looked like a stupid monster. Because, like, in the game, he gets, like, his big arm and his big eyeball, and he's, like, hunched over like this. He doesn't get hunched. He stands normal, and his one shoulder goes... And I was like, come on! And then he gets into, like, a big monster, and then Leon just blows him up with a rock launcher. And then Leon's like, "I found this in first class!"
"Hey, asshole!"
No! And then, God, what else happened? Like, it's fine, but it's so stupid to mix two games that aren't... Because if you were to make a movie out of 2 and 3, I think you would actually have, like, a pretty good, solid movie.
Absolutely.
But then all at the same time, just make a movie out of 2, make a movie out of
or
3.
3, yeah.
Make a movie out of 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe have some stuff from 0, or just focus on 1, because 1 would make
all 3 tell very independent stories.
Yeah,
from
you don't need
they're
to
not
combine
tied together.
And they're hours-long games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wanted to introduce all the characters, which I think is incredibly stupid. But he's like, "Well, yeah, but they're all part of the franchise." I'm like, okay, but I understand they're all part of the franchise.
It's also really ambitious too
It
for
is ambitious.
for like a re-entry into the series. Like,
Yeah.
for all
A
these
series that
characters,
isn't known for its quality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, check this out. We got Chris, and we got Leon, and we got Claire, and we got Jill, and we got Wesker, and we got all these dudes. They're from the games. You guys like the guys from the games, right? He was all in the games. I was like, okay, but where are your zombies at?
Yeah.
Like, you have them all at the mansion, and you have, like, again, 5 of them in Raccoon City.
Yeah, but whatever.
Well, and I think we should move on for this one.
Yeah, let's get away from it.
But
I hate it.
real quick, it's also a series where the games are known for their quality, like being pretty decent now.
Yeah.
And then the movies are known as the polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I was so excited for this reboot.
Tragic.
And then it fucking, like, just...
Fell flat, basically.
Man, I'll tell you, I knew it was gonna be shit from the moment I saw that trailer.
Yeah, I could have guessed it too.
The whole time, like, Jill is, like, pining after Wesker, like, she's trying to date him, and Wesker's, like, getting poked fun of because he's, like, a big himbo. And then there's, like, a part where she's like, "Jill sandwich," and I was like, you don't say that. You don't say that in the game. That's Barry. And I was also like, where the fuck is Barry? Why isn't Barry in
Yeah, why
this?
isn't Barry here?
We need justice for Barry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
poor
so
guy.
weird to throw in people's faces that, like, we're gonna be so much closer to the game. Look, we have all the game characters. But I'm like, okay, but do you not understand the game? Like, do you not understand Resident Evil 1, the game? Do you not understand Resident Evil 2, the game? Like, one's at the mansion, 6 months later, the other one's in the city. So why are you trying to... And then, of course, all the characters meet at the end. I was like, oh, fuck this. And I was like, why the fuck are you gonna get this Leon to be Leon in Resident Evil 4? Like, what are you talking about? I would like to make Resident Evil 8 one day. Shut up. Shut up, dude. I love John Carpenter. You get his name out your mouth. You don't talk about
I'm
him.
kind of sick of hearing people doing I love
John Carpenter
I want
says-
John Carpenter as movies. Like, don't make your movies.
John Carpenter
Wow,
walks up on
shit
stage
on
and
me.
slaps him.
But I mean, I don't know. It's like John Carpenter made movies that worked because John Carpenter made them.
Yeah.
Like realistically, oh shoot, this is getting into dangerous territory. Realistically, he doesn't have that many movies that are actually like just like all good.
Whoa,
They're all campy
what about Ghosts of Mars?
I've never seen it.
It's
Maybe
his
it
best
is.
movie.
But like his movies are all kind of campy. And I get people wanting to be like, oh, I want to make John Carpenter movies. And I'm like, those movies are massively unique to him as a creator. So, like, you could be inspired by them, I suppose. But if you try to copy his stuff, you're probably going to be making campy stuff that doesn't feel authentic.
Is that why, like, the Halloween franchise sucks?
I think there's a couple reasons why the Halloween franchise sucks. But you liked the new one, right? The 2018?
Well, only the first one. Only the first one from the new ones.
I haven't seen... I stop at nothing. I actually don't like the Halloween franchise.
So
You don't even like the very first one?
No, I think the very first one's boring, but I do like 2 because I think it's funny.
Oh, freaking the best scene from 2 is when
When
they
he gets hit
see
by the
somebody
car, yeah.
with the Michael Myers mask just run them straight into a van and it all just
van
blows up.
Yeah, and there's a police officer in that car too, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And it's like all on fire. That's multiple people.
It's
that died
so
right there.
funny because every once in a while Josh will just completely throw me under the bus. But I am a huge John Carpenter fan.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his aesthetic, and I'm a fan of his music, and like,
I know you like the thing.
yeah, stereotypical.
Right,
I love
yeah.
The Thing, but I also think he's a really unique director, and there's so many people that are like, I want to make John Carpenter movies, and that's not necessarily the point of making movies, I think.
I also
Okay.
like...
So Josh isn't really throwing me under the bus. I thought you were attacking.
No.
I've never heard that phrase before. I want to make John Carpenter movie. Why would anyone want to like emulate someone else's?
I want to be John
Love.
Carpenter.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a whole nother conversation.
yeah.
But
no,
he's a
yeah, this is
beloved
way
director.
off topic.
But he has such a strong
Yeah.
aesthetic that
like
is so
that's
him.
fine.
Sorry, it's my chair.
Oh.
Your chair's
But
crying.
I hear so many movies where so many people are like, I was inspired by John Carpenter. I was
Well,
like,
don't
that's
watch
cool.
Welcome to Raccoon
Oh,
City.
okay.
I don't know. I'm weird on that, but I want to
it's
see
not
more
that
people
weird.
making their own stuff.
What, Patrick? What are you pointing at Josh's dick
We're going
for?
to Uncharted,
Oh.
the next movie.
Oh, I have
God,
not
these
seen
are
it,
some
luckily.
long
I'm so
ones,
happy.
too, we're running into.
I dodged that bullet too.
Okay,
I've seen it.
I didn't see it.
I don't think it should have been Tom Holland, and I
Right.
do not think it should
Yeah.
have been Mark Wahlberg, because originally Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake, and then they never made the movie, and then he got older,
Yeah, I remember
but
when
they,
they
but they
cast
still
him.
but they still promised that he'd be in the movie, so they
Mhm.
made him Sully. And the movie should have been a cool like action adventure, because I've never played the games, but like the movie just felt even just like bland, because it felt so like, look, adventure, look, puzzles, look, adventure, look what we're doing, look, Tom Holland, get it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
why isn't this like for me, one of my favorite movies is the King Kong movie by Peter Jackson and the movie The Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
I love both those movies, and I think they're very adventure driven movies.
Yeah.
But not because they're what like a kid thinks adventure is. Of like, oh look, if you go to this bar and you open this window, you go down this crypt and you do the stuff, and now it's a water trap, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck, who cares? And it's like, oh look, we're on this pirate ship and it's being taken away by these helicopters and gold's going all over the place. We're shooting people, and now I'm Nathan Drake, and look, I'm getting on this car, and Antonio Banderas is here.
And look, and now I'm doing all of these random things from each of the video games put into one movie for
And
no
look,
reason. Like
it's
being
Nolan
sucked
North.
being sucked out the back of the plane, landing in the water, and then swimming to Nolan North on the beach, and he's like, whoa, I'm Nolan North.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It's that
actually
scene,
Nathan
beat
goddamn
by
Drake.
beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Kills Tom Holland and puts on his clothes and continues the movie.
I
I'm
wish.
Nathan Drake now.
I don't know. I think it's whatever, but it also I can understand, because when I first told you that it was gonna be Tom Holland, you're like, isn't he like super stupid young? And I'm like, yeah, he is.
Mhm.
Because like when we first talked about it, it was like, why is he gonna be so young? And it's like, well, because they want a franchise.
Well, and you were talking about like, oh, they're gonna make like his origin story. I was like, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah,
I hate.
well, yeah.
I
Because
hate
again, I also
origin
thought,
stories.
but guess what? It is his origin story.
Ugh.
Because it's his origin story of how he meets Sully, how they become partners, how Sully gets a mustache, how Sully gets a cat, how Tom Holland gets clothes, how Tom Holland becomes a fucking Uncharted, how he like I don't know, dude. But it's all an origin.
What bugs me with the concept of taking a franchise and then creating an origin story is a lot of times what makes the franchise kind of charming or characters charming is the fact that they didn't necessarily have this fantastical existence before they went on said adventure. A good example, might be controversial, is Han Solo. And creating the Solo movie where he goes on this huge, crazy adventure and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't... Like, it's hard because you can't... You know, you're trying to make more money than the Star Wars franchise. And so you've got to, like, kind of one-up it. But then, so he had this crazy, awesome, like, insane adventure before he went on this other crazy, awesome, insane adventure.
I think a better example would be Indiana Jones, because that's literally what Uncharted and freaking Tomb Raider are based off of, pretty much.
I hate it. I hate that
I
stuff.
totally agree with you, though, because it's like, okay, so say, like, you know, they have the original trilogy of Star Wars, and then all of a sudden they come off a prequel of, like, Luke, when he's, like, between the ages of 12 and 15.
Yeah.
And he goes on this crazy fucking thing. It's like, no, dude, Luke's whole
That
big
sounds
adventure
terrible. I don't want to see. I don't want to see baby Luke.
The idea is, it's like, oh, your life
Then don't
sucks.
watch the Obi-Wan
You could
Kenobi
always
series.
have an adventure.
Yeah.
It's not that the only people that get adventures are people that have always had these amazing
Can we
experiences.
talk about, like, the better version of Uncharted, which was, like, the Nathan Fillion short film?
Oh, yeah, the fan film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion did, like, a short film, fan film thing where he played Nathan Drake, and I thought that was pretty good, but I don't know, it's the same thing. It's like, I don't want to see the origin story of, like, why the kid is partners with this thing, because, like, even if I don't play the games, it's like...
Partners with this thing.
Oh, yeah. Mark Wahlberg. But, like, yeah, that theme. And it's just like, I don't know.
Mark Wahlberg's been a lot of movies.
Also, for some reason, I feel like that movie did not really have, like, cinematography. Like, nobody gave a shit about the shots that they were doing. Because, like, oh, yeah, we'll just put the camera over there. Like, we'll just do this. And I'm like, oh, God, fuck off. Like, fucking do something better.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of it was like CGI and green screen, and it's kind of difficult to get good cinematography with all that shit.
Tell that to Guillermo del Toro and Pacific Rim. Fuck you.
Well, but he's a really good director.
Oh, yeah, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I came off really spicy.
But
shit.
we should move on from Uncharted and go to our final movie.
Thank you.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, we kind of talked about this.
This is all on you, Ryan.
This is all on me. Well, I mean, Jim Carrey reprising his role again as Dr. Eggman, which is really good. I mean, as Sonic, yeah.
As Knuckles.
I don't know. I think again, it's like a kids movie with like Jim Carrey in there to appease the adults, and yeah, it's pretty much like a fan film for Sonic the Hedgehog nerds.
The character designs look perfect.
The designs are great. Yeah. The story is serviceable, and you don't really need to like pay that much attention to get a lot out of it. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a good movie for something that doesn't actually have a whole lot of story to it when you look at like the original Sonic the Hedgehog games. It's like it's literally just gameplay. There's like almost no story to it.
I know the original games were pretty much about like conservation, like forest conservation and like animal.
I didn't even get that out of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you wanted to kill animals and cut down trees.
No,
yeah, because like you remember like at the end of each level you would like jump on the thing and the mission
all
would
the animals.
Yeah, all the
stuff.
animals would get away, and Dr. Eggman's like, I need those.
Josh never took those things. He didn't
Yeah.
Those animals are still in those cages.
It was cool.
He never finished the first level.
In the cage, and I'd sit there for a little while before turning the console off.
No.
And then you never played the game again.
What are your thoughts on the character reveal at the very end?
Tails?
Oh,
no, that's the first movie.
Oh.
So they had a slight teaser for Shadow the Hedgehog, which would be
Shadow Man.
really interesting given where they're at, because it seemed like they were doing like a Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, like the original Sega Genesis, but now they're really skipping to like Sonic Adventure era stuff.
Knuckles was in number 3.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
But there's only so far you can take a franchise like that.
Yeah.
So you might as like Shadow is the next step.
Yeah.
And then after that, Chow's. Just kidding. The whole
I
movie
mean,
where
it could be.
But the freaking Chow Garden was the best part!
Could be where they take it. But yeah, no. Like, are they going to give Shadow the Hedgehog a gun? Like,
oh my god. No, they're going to give him 2 guns.
Some people have said that Keanu Reeves should be Shadow.
yeah.
Oh my god.
that would be
like,
funny, actually.
Yeah, he's like,
That
I'm
would
on
be
bed,
nuts.
does the John Wick thing, he just kills all these things. Like, holy shit.
My god. We were going to actually bring up one special final movie. What was it?
Battleship.
Oh my god! I wish I had forgotten. Yeah,
just left. We gotta talk about it now.
So
wants to start?
It's funny that you brought that up because I don't remember exactly what I was thinking about earlier, but I can't stand movies that are based off something that for some reason for one segment is like, how do we incorporate the game that this is based off? Yeah.
How do we incorporate the board game?
Yeah, and Battleship specifically was like, oh, we have a part where we're shooting Battleship stuff. And I was like, nobody fucking wants to watch you do this. But like, oh, it's all suspenseful and thriller and like all this stuff. I was like,
what?
Suspense?
You're literally waiting the whole movie for someone to go like, they sunk our Battleship.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever do.
No,
I think
but they
do,
sunk
but...
Liam Neeson.
No.
They killed him.
Shit.
Oh shit. But yeah, there was like another movie I was thinking about. I was like, I can't stand in movies where like, oh wait, don't you remember this like this aspect of the game that's like really kind of like the game? But look, we did it. It's like, oh, nobody wants to fucking see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they made Battleship the movie, and it's just like, why? What the fuck are we doing? Like, nobody had any other ideas.
That was a weird time too. I felt like there was another movie that was similar where it was just some like board game or something. But that movie was weird because it had Rihanna in it.
Yeah, Rihanna.
I was like, what are you doing in Battleship?
I don't know, doing nothing.
Someone called it in a favor, I'm sure, and it just she had to.
Yeah, there was like yeah, you said there was another game that was based off a board game.
I can't remember. But also, it felt like a budget. What's his name? What's that director?
Michael Bay.
It felt like a budget. It felt like a Michael Bay like fan movie.
You know what's
like it wasn't quite his quality.
Until you said that, I could have sworn Michael Bay was behind the movie.
It looked like it.
It
but
does.
It
because
looked
he even
like
does
it,
the
but it
stupid
felt
shit.
worse. And funny enough, because I've got some problems with a lot of Michael Bay movies. I could tell. I was like, it's the characters aren't like, I don't know. It just didn't work. Like it felt like it was almost too forced, which is crazy. Talking about more forced than a Michael Bay movie.
God, not even like Transformers 1 forced. We're talking about like Transformers 3 forced. Because like these characters are so...
The legless veteran who's like, I've got to wrestle this alien. And then he does. And then you're like us, there's like an American flag. Like
it's the Michael Bay shot of like a dude doing something like patriotic,
like,
and then a big fucking flag, because that's exactly what they do in like all the Transformers.
The director's Peter Berg.
Holy shit! I know that guy.
He did Hancock.
Smoking Aces.
Oh.
He also looks like my cousin Timmy. Fun
Hancock?
Hancock, yeah.
Remember when, I don't know, that's a weird movie. Like, everyone was like, dude, that movie is crazy. I'm like, I don't want to.
I'll tell you, my favorite memory of that movie was when it was like in the theaters. It was at the AMC theater near the Alderwood Mall. But do you remember when movie theaters would sometimes have like two movies playing in the same theater? Like one would play at this time and then another would play at this time. So it would say like both of their names. It was playing Mamma Mia and Hancock at the same time, so it said Mama Hancock.
That's incredible.
I think I'm completely full of shit. He did not direct Smoking Aces.
Then why did you hit me?
Shut up. He's in Smoking Aces.
Then why did you hit me?
Fuck you.
Oh,
The
Josh.
directors in Smoking Aces?
Of Battleship, yeah.
Weird.
Josh.
Because he used to be an actor, and then he became a director.
Oh, that's why.
The other movie you were thinking of, it didn't happen to be Pixels, did it?
No, it wasn't.
Good.
Pixels. But I didn't see that one because I didn't like the whole like Adam Sandler buddy movies he was doing.
Would that count as a video game movie?
People will count it as a video game movie. I don't. Because it's like using video games as an aesthetic. It's a video game movie in the same way that Ready Player One is, but Ready Player One isn't really a
Or
video
Wreck-It
game
Ralph. That's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't count that either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this one had real games. It had Qbert. It
Yeah, but
had
it's-
Centipede.
It's kind of weird because it's almost like
Had
using
little
them as
Pac-Man.
props. It's not really around.
Right.
Even Wreck-It Ralph, I felt like fell where it was like it didn't quite do video games. It was a normal story that had video game props because the whole idea of like, oh, she's a glitch. And it's like, no, she's not a glitch. She's a princess, and she was taken out of the game by this person. I was like, just let her be a glitch. Glitches exist in games.
That's an actually interesting concept to like put it.
Yes, and then they turned it into a normal story of, oh, you're not a glitch. you were like betrayed.
You're literally the main character of this game.
Yeah, and I felt like that was a wrong way to approach that style of video game thing. So to me, it kind of just feels like it's masquerading.
Hold on, I just want to point out
that
that Blake just found out some very harrowing information.
I don't know, but I think Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg are like best friends.
Best friends?
Because he did Lone Survivor, Mark Wahlberg. He did Deepwater Horizon, Mark Wahlberg. Patriots Day, Mark Wahlberg.
Apparently,
Miles 22, Mark Wahlberg.
Apparently, they
Spencer
blew up.
Confidential, Mark Wahlberg.
Wait, I've got a quick story.
No,
Apparently, they blew up like a mortar in Mark Wahlberg's face in Lone Survivor, and he got super pissed off and started like smashing everything and freaked out. And I shouldn't say this on the podcast. His reasoning for freaking out was he's like, I just don't like when people do stuff with my eyes, because I had an incident when I was younger with my eyes, and I was like, was it when you punched that blind guy?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's really gonna come around for that story, I'm sure.
The door gets kicked in. You say like nothing.
Hey man, what's going on? What are you saying? No, I didn't do that.
Hey, you talking about my eyeball story, huh? Come on over here.
We just lost a potential interviewee, but you know that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, whatever.
Let's have him on and just be really contesty. It's like, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm gonna follow you home and burn it down.
I think we've reached the end of our rope here.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the outro? Well,
Jesus. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm on my phone like a jackass. Sorry, shut up. My partner works nights, so like she just woke up.
Oh, okay.
So I gotta text her.
But does that have to do with video game movies?
Yeah, because she watched Monster. She hasn't watched Monster Hunter, but she knows.
Did you watch That sounds just like you.
Patrick! Thanks, guys, for listening.
Thank you.
Shut up. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Shut up. Thanks for watching Underground Mole Radio. Listening to Underground Mole Radio with me, Blake, the buff mole, and Patrick, the
buff mole.
I don't know.
I didn't know we were characterizing ourselves here.
Like I'm the mollest mole here.
The mollest mole.
Yeah, you got dirt all over you.
It's actually just
it's chocolate.
When you go home, you just dig into the ground.
Yeah, like
I'll see you later,
like
guys.
A dog where they dig like a hole and then like sleep in it because it's like colder.
But yeah, thanks for listening. I'm one of your hosts, Blake.
I'm the other host, Patrick.
I'm Ryan.
I'm another one of your hosts.
What the
Josh.
fuck? Sorry, why is this just Ryan? Host? Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I'm Ryan.
I'm just here.
I do the Ryan stuff. I'm like an extra in fucking Transformers. I'm just hey guys, I'm the construction bot.
Which Transformers?
He's one of the Dino bots.
The 1980s one.
Oh, okay, good one. All right, stay tuned for next time on Underground Mole Radio.
What was that?
Chud Talk.
Were you patting it 'cause it did a good job?